Hello and welcome to this extended episode of Dream Garage, where we take a long requested deep dive into my personal motorcycle collection. As we're setting up shop in our new 44 Teeth man cave with our equally exciting new bike storage club, Pitbox, what better time to reminisce and ruminate over my favourite metal. So put the kettle on, sit back and relax as we walk you through my dream garage. Shotgun exhausts.
I love those twin botties, yeah.
They are bikes are gender fluid, aren't they?
They are gender fluid, yeah.
Yeah.
It's not really you, if I'm honest.
No? Why do you not think it's me?
I don't know. Huh? No. Whoa. When have I ever said that?
I'm going to put some preload adjusters on it. There's absolutely nothing wrong.
There is.
Your bike is not.
There is. Something's so nice.
41 days in prison, instant ban, and I wouldn't want it any other way, if I'm honest.
Hey there.
Hi. Welcome to my house. This is like MTV Cribs, but with motorbikes. So, Al's behind the camera.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. And for many, many years, people have asked, what bikes have you got, Chris? What's going on? Let's have an update. And for the first time in about 8 years, they're pretty much all in one place. And that is down here. So this is the new Pitbox space. And let's go and have a look at them.
Let's go, yeah?
Let's go and have a look at them. And I'm going to tell you some stories. And come with me. Come with me. This is like Instagram when they go, come with me and show you about... Oh no, I can't do a lisp actually.
Don't do lisps.
No. We're going to start with we'll start with the lower end of the specification and end up roughly at the higher end. But this, I don't think anyone's seen this. This was, this is a Yamaha XS750, whithink was a classic drunk eBay purchase.
I can see.
And I was just like, oh yeah. I think I paid 1,100 quid for it. And it didn't actually look, it looked kind of better when I bought it because it had more of the original stuff on. But the guy before had sort of taken the seat off and done some random stuff. I mean, this isn't even the correct seat. But this bike's been way down deep in the middle of the, was that the Umbungo advert? Way down deep.
In the middle of the jungle.
Yeah, well, I wasn't going to. So anyway, this bike was stored right at the back of a shipping container for years. And in fact, to get it here, I had to take the brake calipers off because all the brakes were all seized. But this actual bike has only got 13,000 miles on it from new. So
Well, you could have fooled me.
I'm tempted to put it back to normal.
De-rat it.
To de-rat it.
I mean, it is kind of cool.
It is cool.
Yeah.
It is cool. Look.
I mean, it's not really you, if I'm honest.
No? Why do you not think it's me?
I don't know. Huh?
And it did have this is the original tank, but it fell off the workbench and dented it, so then they had to fill it and paint it. I have ridden it once. I did ride it around an industrial estate, but it didn't run very well. But yeah, also, so another intro into this video is I've realised that as amazing it is, and I'm so lucky to have all of these machines, so lucky, but they're not really adding anything into my life these days. So quite a few of them will be coming up for sale relatively soon.
Grab a bargain here.
Grab a bargain. I mean, I think, to be honest, I'd probably take 1,500 quid for that, which is pretty good. 13,000 miles, doesn't run, doesn't start, hasn't got a seat. But there is the basis of a really cool bike there. Our lives can look pretty glamorous from the outside, travelling around the world, testing the best bikes known to man. And don't get me wrong, that's fantastic. But it doesn't mean we don't need a little bit of help sometimes. That's why I want to talk to you about BetterHelp, which is the paid partner of this video. BetterHelp is on a mission to make starting therapy easier, so you can get the help you need and take the steps to improve your mental health. First, you go to their site. You can use my link, which is betterhelp.com/44teeth. Fill out a questionnaire and you will match with a therapist within a couple of days. You can do it from a computer or a phone call, but I simply use the app on my phone, so I can video chat with a therapist at a time and location of my choice. It took me less than 48 hours, which is their usual turnaround time, to be matched with a therapist, and I was set up and ready for my first session in no time. I'm sure you know when we're feeling a bit rubbish, it can be a massive hurdle to overcome and try and find a therapist on your own, but with BetterHelp, it was easy and supportive. No matter how strong we think we are, we all need a little help sometimes. If you are struggling and think you'd benefit from a therapy session, click the link in the description or go to betterhelp.com/44teeth and get 10% off your first month of therapy. Okay guys, back to the video. Oh, and the other reason I bought it was because it's a 1978.
And because it's a triple, and at the time you loved triples. The ZX7 was a triple.
The ZX7 was a triple, the Budget Bike Battle was a triple,
The Bandit was a triple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Loving the triples.
Yeah.
But no, this is a 1978, which is my birth year. So I was like, I'm going to buy a bike from my birth year. And this is what arrived. Bless it. It does sound really good, actually.
How would you, it doesn't run.
No, it did sound really good. It wouldn't take a lot. For someone who knows what they're doing, it's a long weekend in the shed. So going from one 1978 bike to another 1978 bike. Now this is it's actually an RS BMW R100 RS/7, and this was the one that, again, Smoking Customs built for me. This went up to the Tobacco Docks bike shed show, and again, sadly, I haven't cleaned this or anything. This has been in my garage at home for a long, long time. So it's got. Is this like fly shit?
Yes, it is.
Is it?
Yeah.
But why are they?
Spider shit as well.
Is it spider shit?
Yeah.
Is it? Yeah, this needs a bit of love, But this is actually a really cool bike. I have ridden this quite a few times. There's a video on BVG actually about that. Where's that all? Pissed.
Got bike sport development buttons on a 1978 bike.
And ASV levers, but they're not stubby.
No, ASVs are all right because they're not Chinese copies.
Yes, and you can get short ones,
Yeah.
but these were actually all right. It's a super cool thing, actually.
And Firestone white wall, not white wall, white painted.
Tyre pen job.
Yeah, job, lovely.
Yeah.
Love that.
Yeah, I mean, the tyres aren't the nicest to ride on, I will say that, particularly when you've got fork oil just all over it.
And what's the, is that a customer's bike in the background?
Yeah, this is, so that's a customer's, that's a original, that's a Pecco bike, one of the special ones. I mean, probably shouldn't show you customers' bikes, but number 168 out of 260.
Very nice.
It's pretty much the same as the BMW, isn't it, really?
Just 45 years between them, yeah.
But yeah, the boys built this. This was, in fact, there is a similarity actually, because this...
That is a Panigale 899 linkage, isn't it?
Yeah, well, this is actually all custom made. This was this was all designed.
Is it? That looks very like a Panigale linkage.
Yeah, it was based on that.
Okay.
But it was all custom made and designed, and yeah, and it does work. I mean, when you try and do things like this, you do understand. You have an appreciation for how massive teams of developers of manufacturers make things work really, really well. Like, it's actually really hard to make things work really well. So I do have an appreciation for that. But yeah, so that's the 1978 R100. Cool. Shotgun exhausts.
I love those twin botties, yeah. Yeah. Grilled for mechaphilia safety feature.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No one's going in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. But all the modern fuel rotted the fuel lines, so that all needs to be sorted out and done. But again, it's probably a couple of weekends' work to get this running again. It's very simple technology. Where should we go next? Should we go? Let's go to the legend, shall we? Let's just move this out of the way.
Oh, telltale cleaning signs there.
So this
is the original. Is the OG.
This is the OG. This is this
YouTube.
bike probably means the most to me out of all of the stuff in here. And as we go through this story that I'm communicating, hopefully it comes across that it's what the bikes, it's the memories and how they make me feel
definitely.
that makes me want them more.
Yeah.
And this thing, I think I bought this in 2008, so it was about 2011, I think, and it had 6,000 miles on. And I bought it to commute in and out of London, because why wouldn't you? And this was the bike I chose to go down a green lane on, and it capsized, basically, didn't it? I don't know if you've seen that.
And it's still alive.
And it's still alive. And it cost, I think it was about 40 quid to fix, where it bent the shift lever.
Is this a scar from the original?
No, that's a London scar. Someone reversed. I came out of office one day ready to go home, and the bike wasn't on the floor, but the mirror was all smashed off, and that was there. So someone a lorry had reversed into it and just smashed it. And that's what you get for
working in London.
But honestly, this bike is such a perfect. It's so usable. It's super fast when you want it to be. I mean, we rode it actually last year, didn't we?
Yeah.
And it's exciting. It feels not organic. It's not like a chicken from Waitrose. It feels manual.
Manual, definitely.
It's very manual.
Yeah.
But because the powers back here, they weren't, banging on 220 brake horsepower. It was all manageable. You didn't need traction control and ABS and all that stuff. It was great. I mean, in fact, the selling point of this bike, had 3 modes, didn't it?
A, B, and C, yeah.
Which basically didn't really do anything.
And Oxford heated grips.
Yes, very useful. I did actually sell this bike to a subscriber, and he was just sort of starting his superbike journey. And he then elevated. I think he bought an S1000 after this, and he was like, "Would you want it back?" And I was like, "Desperately." And I should never have sold it. And I don't think I ever will sell this one. It just means too much for me. I'd actually quite like to spend a bit of money on it and do it up and make it nice, but
I mean, you wouldn't think it's been in a ditch several times. You wouldn't look at it now. I mean, it looks nice on camera, and it does look. I mean, apart from some sort of grottiness under this seat, near the sort of top of the hub, exactly. But the rest of it is actually in really good nick.
Yeah, but Suzuki, and I don't know why everyone says that Suzuki is a bad they've got
build quality. Quality. I get amazing. Some of the bolts are a bit furry. I think you have good and bad days on Suzuki's. Some of the fixtures and fittings aren't what they should be or could be. But yeah.
But obviously, so this one we got the twin arrows, makes a massive difference in looks and sound, obviously. And I've got the decat pipe in there. We've got Brembo master cylinder in here. We actually did a lot of these mods.
For Spain.
For Spain. For one of, was it Gary's mate?
Gary's mate. Dangerous Dunk.
Dangerous Dunk to ride. And he did 3 laps on it, broke it, and was like, don't want it anymore. I was like, oh. So
shout out to Dangerous Dunk.
Shout out to Dangerous Dunk. Look, Olin steering damper in there. Woo. Those are the OEM M4 calipers down here as well. So they're not standard, but they're pretty much they're a standard Suzuki caliper, but for a later bike. But yeah, I've toured on this, I've tracked it, I've off-roaded it, I've sunk it, I've gone to work on it. The amount of videos I've done on this bike, it means an awful lot to me. But I never named it. I don't really name bikes.
I don't never name bikes. No. I mean, their genders are sometimes pretty random. Sometimes it's a he, sometimes it's a her.
That is true.
But
they are bikes are gender fluid, aren't they?
They are gender fluid, yeah.
Yeah. So that's my baby. That's my beautiful baby. 40,000 miles it's got on it now. Should be more, really. And then, moving into this was a bit of a random purchase. This is
one of your many Millies.
This was one of the Millie Vanillis, and I bought this off Nibbo. Shout out to Nibs.
Shout out to Nibs.
Shout out to Nibbo if he's out there.
Yeah. Now working at Alpine Stars.
This was raced in Thundersport. In fact, So Griff AP Workshops built this bike back in the day and the sister bike back in the day. So he built 2 of them. The sister one was like won the championship. Some super fast guy was running it. But this has got a lot of mods. So I think it's got the 50mm throttle bodies in here. It's got the bits you need. Really, really nice Acra system. Obviously race fairing, standard Olin shock, and it rides really well.
It does.
You've ridden this,
I've ridden this, yeah. Rode it at Cadwell and Castlecombe, I think. Or just Cadwell. Yeah.
How do you find it?
It's beautiful. Love it. These Millies are, for me, one of the best chassis. I mean, look, this chassis is based on a 250 GP bike. So it's, you know, it's obviously got a lot more power, but yeah, when they're right, when they're nice.
Oh. Just into a
Well, there's blame. When they're nice, they are phenomenal.
Yeah.
When they're not, as you figured out,
Yeah.
they can be a bit unpredictable.
Yeah. Let's not talk about ropey old Millies.
No.
The Budget Bike Battle Millie is one of the bikes that isn't here because it's in bits. But yeah, this has actually got a Gen 1 tank. That's probably from accident damage over the past. But the thing, this bike is probably worth about $3,000, something like that. And the enjoyment, speed and pace you can run this bike at for $3,000
I love that view. It's sort of
amazing.
slightly more than rear 3/4. It's just, it's beautiful. Ow.
Were those your knees?
Yeah.
Jesus. And we had a bit of ad signs, did a little quick wrap job on it. It was like a Haga rep, just because why not? But yeah, I mean, even the forks, you can sell those forks for $1,000. Don't know why it's got a clutch protector on. James would not like that. But yeah, great bike.
You do not need a clutch protector. That is for a rear brake, for a thumb brake or a scooter brake. Please, guys, you just don't need them.
I used to sometimes, if I've ridden bikes into town or filtered on with bikes with like, often get them on Street Fighters, even OEM, and it's the curtain siders, lorries, and you're like, just waiting for one of the straps to go in there and just. But yeah, cool thing. And then we move on to this.
Stinky.
The Stinky. So you remember a bit of this bike, don't you?
Yeah, fond memories.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Try not to get the little whittle it's having.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it reminds me of the S-Rad, that.
Yeah. It's it's coming out the gasket of the.
Oh, is it? Yeah.
The
gasket, is it? Yeah.
thing. Yeah. So this, if you don't know, this is the Budget Bike Battle 6 Bavaria. In fact, I'm actually wearing the Bavaria T-shirt under here somewhere. I won't do it because my microphone's going to fall off. This has gone around the Nürburgring. It's gone to Oktoberfest. And it went on the Autobahn. Bear in mind, this is a 750 from 93, I think it is. Sat-nav, 160 miles an hour.
Bonkers.
On a road.
Yeah.
And I'd say when you're going that speed and it's right at 13,000 RPM and you're absolutely pinging it, all that goes through my mind is, did I do that wheel nut up?
Yeah.
Are those bolts done up?
Yeah.
Is that caliper going to fall off?
Is the linkage safe?
Is the linkage safe? But she looked after me, and I love this. I love this bike. I genuinely think this is a really good. In fact, is it Kieran from Renaissance Racing?
Yes.
He's got one of these. The
Yes,
Boost one.
that's a really nice one.
That's what made
that Boost bike is phenomenal.
When I rode that, I was like, before I got on it, I was like, I'm not really interested in this. Rode it, but it's such a nice balanced machine. It's so nice. And I think I went up the Castlecombe pit straight, and it was like watching, I was like, yeah, and it was in race shift, and I shifted the wrong way. I don't think you heard. A couple of bolts and stuff came out the back of it. But yeah, so Pinky, this is not the tank I took. I bought this tank off eBay. It's dented and shit, but it works. This bike's actually got an R1 front end.
Didn't have a different engine in as well? Or just a tank?
Engine?
Yeah.
No.
No?
No, well, not that I know of. No. But the guy who had it. In fact, after I bought this, there was some other guy did a whole YouTube series bringing this bike back from the dead. and it was
It was dead.
It was dead.
Yeah.
It was dead. But I think it's super cool. And in fact, 3 months ago, maybe a bit longer, someone emailed me going, I think you might have my mum's old bike, and sent a load of pictures of this bike with her on it, and he wanted to buy it back. And I was like, cool, come and buy it. He never rang me back. I just love it. I love the colours. I love...
It's beautiful.
That is...
Yeah. That is 90s superbikes.
That is 90s.
Yeah.
And, you know, again, if I kept this, I would recreate it, do some race fairings, like, you know, one single headlight, endurance look, and go and do some track days on it, ride it on the road, and it would just be the coolest thing. Like, I would prefer to rock up to a bike cafe on that, obviously in a good state, than
any modern sports bike. 100%. Yeah.
It's absolutely banging. Although I do hate carburetors. So,
from the most beautiful pink to
the dirty stink. Should we just try and pull this out a bit, actually?
There we go. So this is really, has this seen the day of light? The light of day even?
Nope.
No, this is an exclusive.
This is an exclusive. This is, again, the wonderful Griff at AP Workshops has built this for me. And this was one of my yellow Millies. And I was like, I want to make something cool. I want to make a wicked track bike. And I want to spend way too much money on it. And spunk it up the wall. And this is what happened. So this is, originally an RSV Millie R. There will be a sole video coming out on this, but it's not finished yet, which is why it's in just plain black and carbon and stuff. So it's going to be all painted up and tested soon. I haven't ridden this yet, haven't tested it, but the plan is, as soon as it warms up, get it out on track and spin some laps. But this has got a big bore kit on it, so I think it's 1070 cc now. It's got the carbon fibre Dimag wheels from my RSV4 in there, because they pretty much fit straight in, and I had them, and I was like, well,
got to be done.
Let's just bang them in.
I love that rear disc. That's about as factory as you're going to get, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean that was actually a cheapy little eBay purchase, but again, I don't put that much. You know, the last time I used the rear brake on track seriously was, I don't know, I think I was heading to a gravel track. That's about it.
Those brand new VA2s as well?
Yeah.
Wow. Primed. She's literally primed.
She's primed, yeah. We've got Griff's AP Workshops rear sets on here. Arrow system, proper arrow system. This is what, you know, on the Budget Bike Battle Bike.
Yes.
It's got all that welding. This is what it should look like.
Yeah.
And again, Griff had that all repacked and sorted. It's an original, lovely exhaust. Now this was quite interesting. So I wanted to make it like a bit like a GP sort of 250 style. So I managed to find, this is from Sebi Moto, this carbon, and it's a one piece, so it comes all the way down the side. Normally, in fact, you can see it on that bike there. Yeah. You have all that sort of
guffery.
So when this has got a bit of paint on it and bits of strut, it will look like it's a.
Are you going to paint it? Yeah. I think you should leave it. That's prototype. It looks like a winter test colours for. Well, this could be Troy Course's like superbike from. Yeah. Back in there.
I think it'll have the raw carbon underneath, and then maybe like wrapped sections, but it will have a bit of colour on it. I think it needs a bit of colour. But yeah, so this all undoes here, and all the ECU and stuff's out the back here.
Does it start?
I doubt it.
That doesn't sound very hopeful.
Doesn't sound very hopeful.
That's rude. That is rude. That sounds, you can tell it's been tinkered with.
Yeah, we'll let it sleep for a bit. But
Yeah.
I mean, I could always put that motor in the Budget Bike Battle Bike, give it an extra few ponies. But yeah, so that's all been done, and there will be some more content coming out on this. Again, M4 calipers, RSV4, RF forks, which will need to be resprung at some point, but I'm just going to ride it, see what needs doing, and then go from there. Costa Coffee, master cylinder. So everything on this bike, like this probably cost, I mean, let's take the wheels out of it for a second, because that was a bit of an extravagance. In fact, even with the wheels, this is probably about $8,000, I would have thought, which isn't, it's not
even with the engine work?
No, well, that was like, Griff did me a massive solid on that, so I don't know what the bill was for that. He didn't charge me for it.
This bike ain't $8,000.
So yeah, okay, let's say 10 grand. But even at 10 grand,
Yeah.
you know, if what you like, if what makes you passionate is, I mean, I can't remember what the dyno figures were. I think it was like 145 at the rear or something, which ain't bad considering the Millie we just tested was what was that, 112?
Yeah.
So, but if this is what you want, spend your money on this. You don't have to go and buy a brand new 25 grand superbike.
No, or even a couple of years old, 10, 5, 8-year-old superbike. It's just, honestly, I urge people to ride these and give them a go and sample just how, I keep using the word raw and organic and all that sort of thing, but they just hit differently, these things.
Yeah.
They really do.
Yeah. And you'll be the most popular guy in the paddock as well, because everyone will be like, oh man, that's a cool, I used to have one of those, oh, all right, wicked. You know, no one wants to talk to someone with a brand new S1000RR. I mean, I'd love a brand new S1000RR, but, you know, there we go. Yeah, so...
Well, we get one with the contract this year, don't we?
Yes,
the BMW
standard,
contract.
yes,
Yeah.
the standard BMW bum lickers contract.
Yeah.
So let's put her back in the hole.
Was ist das?
Was ist das? This is yet another Aprilia RSV Millie R, but this is a Colin Edwards edition. So this was the last of this shape, the Gen 1 1.2, before it went to the RSV 1000, which was a new chassis, new motor, all of that stuff. But it does have the larger throttle bodies on here. I think they're 54mm in here. It's got the upgraded forged wheels as well. It's got the upgraded forks, they're the same on the track bike we've just looked at. And it's got the snazzy paint job, and it's got all the carbon bits. And I think there was 400 and... The internet's going to punish me now. 461 of these ever made in the limited edition spec. It's got the really, some would say, quite gaudy,
Awful.
blue anodized
Awful.
triple clamp there, top clamp. And you've ridden this bike as well, actually, haven't you?
Have I?
Yeah, we went to Bognor Regis on it.
Oh yeah. Yes. Yeah. How could I forget that?
Oh, and of course it's got the twin Acra exhaust as well. So, yeah, I mean, black frames, M4s.
They're quite pea-shootery, aren't they?
Well, the actual...
The exit.
Valves. Yeah, but it doesn't sound like that. It sounds,
No.
when the battery's disconnected, but it sounds proper meaty. And actually, I do quite like it with the twin pipes as well.
Yes, I do, definitely.
I think
that's what the carbon beast is missing. I think that's that's just
But I can't help but think it's extra weight though. Would it not be?
I mean, you're more about looks. I'm
not for that. That's a performance thing. Although there is a crack in the fairing there, which really pissed me off. But anyway,
I've literally hadn't noticed until you just said it.
It's really pissed me off. Yeah. I know. It actually arrived like that. I complained, but I never got. I was like, because I'm actually just going back to this. I'm going to there's going to be an endurance headlight in here, and it's pretty much perfect where that's going to be cut out. Anyway. So yeah, the Eddie. It's got Colin's little signature there.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's not real.
I think he was pissed up when he did that.
I think he probably was. Yeah. And the Alice brands from the Cube Moto GT.
Yes. What's the Triple X? Is that a cigarette brand?
Or, I don't know, like Hub or something? I can't say that. I can't say that word on the internet.
Can.
What?
You
P-O-R-
can. Yeah,
P-O-R-N. Yeah, so it's a limited edition RSVR, basically. And it's super cool.
Super cool.
Super cool.
And is this for sale?
This is for sale, yeah. I mean, none of them are actually for sale at the moment, but it will be.
Okay.
It will be one of the ones for sale. I mean, so far, I think I'm going to keep, obviously, my Gixxer, probably Pinky, and this...
Stinky.
The track Millie, obviously, need to do some stuff on that this year, so, yeah. Lovely thing. And this one's got heated grips on, which I didn't put on, but the previous owner used to tour on it, used to ride round...
How many bikes have you got Oxford heated grips of yours?
The Alps. Oxford heated grips, keeping your digits warm over winter. I didn't put these on actually; they were already on it. As I said, the previous owner used to tour on it, take his missus on the back, and ride around the Alps.
What a guy! What a lady!
People don't really do that anymore, do they?
No.
Because adventure bikes are so fast now. I mean, even a GS would probably obliterate this.
Most of the time, yes.
So, it wouldn't obliterate it, but it'd be interesting. Interesting comparison. So that's lovely Eddie. I mean, you've seen that on the channel a couple of times already, probably. So let's put him back in the lineup. Things are getting
spicy,
sexy.
Another Italian stallion.
Another legendary Italian stallion, and a legendary bike to me. Do you remember that? It's always the side stand on these, and it does a double thing. But yeah, so this is it's a bit dusty actually. Just get the mop on that. This is an MV Augusta F4 312 RR. So this again was the last of the original shaped F4s, and it's got the obviously bigger motor on it. That 312 came from the top speed in kilometers per hour, apparently.
Yep.
And
evil things.
Evil, and very difficult to ride.
Yeah.
It's very difficult to ride. It felt, at low speeds, it's horrible. Like, it's not fun.
Even at high speeds, it's not that much fun.
Round Mugello, it was amazing, actually. I will say that.
Yeah,
I mean... It smashed your 999, didn't it?
Well, it's got another 40 horsepower.
Well,
and two more cylinders.
Anyway,
yeah, and it was 3 grand more. But anyway, I'm not bitter at all.
No, that's only because you lost.
Yeah.
But yeah, this bike made me fall in love with MV Augusta. Before I had this, I was like, whatever, yeah, it's just Ponzi stuff. But actually, when you look over this, I know it's a bit of a clean, but all of the little bolts, all of the little cam on the rear sets here, it's all really nicely made, and the paint is so deep it feels like you could dive into it. Arguably this and the 916 are the two best looking motorcycles ever designed.
Yeah,
interesting.
The 916 is still better looking.
But both by the same person, Tamburini designed them both.
Good old Max.
But this was the second, I think it was the 916 first,
yes,
wasn't it?
Yeah,
and then the MV. But yeah, so the 1078 RR has, you'll notice it if, what was that, a fork seal? No. You'll notice it on eBay. They do a 312R, but that doesn't have black stanchions or the grey Brembo M4s. But the RR is the one you want. If you want the later model, if you want to invest in an original, in fact, there's a beautiful 750, a customer's bike over there. I'll flash up a bit of screen. That's the original.
Yes. Yeah.
But whereas this is the peak of that original design. And this fairing shape stayed on the same bike for
until it finished.
9 years.
Yeah.
9 years.
Yeah.
Because then the new ones after this were totally different machine. Designed by our friend Adrian, actually, wasn't it? The new ones. Yeah.
Good old Adge.
But yeah, this is again a beautiful bike. I would struggle to sell this, just again because of the experiences I've had on it, and this was the bike that I got done in Switzerland and I got a prison sentence. I got so rogered, and £4,000 at the side of the road, 41 days in prison, instant ban, and I wouldn't want it any other way, if I'm honest.
It's stunning. I mean, it is, yeah, it's not a 916, but it is the next best thing for me.
And I know it's mine, I'm a bit biased, but I do really like the white and the black.
Yeah.
It's like a sort of pearl.
It's sort of a jizzy kind of off-white, isn't it?
Yeah, like a MILF's nail varnish. Marcazzini wheels. It's got everything you need apart from an easy-to-ride attitude.
Yeah. Honestly, if you've never ridden one of these early MVs, I mean, I really struggle to see how they left the factory like this, because the throttle, the fueling, the gearbox, all of it is, I mean, if it didn't look so good, I'd ask for my money back. But you've got to buy one of these, own one of these for just pure sex appeal, because they're awful to ride.
Handmade.
Handmade in Varese.
Yeah. And I rode this to the factory there. We did that on the Budget Bike Battle.
Yeah.
Italia, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And I rode to the factory and absolutely love it. Okay, baby, we'll go out for a ride soon, yeah? Oh, I need some air pressure in the tyres.
What's next?
What is next? Well, this is actually, it may not look that special at first glance, but I think this is one of the most interesting bikes here. I know you're not massively keen on it.
No. Whoa. When have I ever said that?
You were like, yeah.
No, not at all. This is Yamaha.
Let me just dust it down a bit.
Okay.
You gas.
This is Yamaha building a proper homologation special, not a R1M or anything like this. This is a proper one of the first attempts at a homologation for racing. And I raced these in Superstock. I was on a blooming standard Fireblade, and these bloody things came out, and it was awful. As in, the blade was awful. This thing was next level. I mean, look, those rear sets and some of the other bits.
Yeah, well, I'll go into that in a minute.
Wow. Great job, mate.
Thanks, buddy. Yeah, so we'll get onto the slightly tacky bits of tat on this particular bike in a minute, but ultimately, this was the last run of the 4XVs. No, sorry, not 4XVs, 5VYs. And we did another Budget Bike Battle on one of these when I had a black one, didn't I? The first, 2004. And yeah, the last year of this particular model, they then stuck some from factory, the Marcazzini wheels in it.
Öhlins.
Factory Öhlins.
Yeah.
And the difference between this, it's not Öhlins, it's not like...
generic.
Yeah, like you get a Panigale S or whatever, and it's got Rodo. Those are actually proper Öhlins forks. Likewise with the TTX, I think it's TTX rear shock. They limited this bike. It's only got, I think there was 1,000 made, and it's got a little commemorative plaque up here on the top yoke as well. So this is number 477, and if you're interested in buying one of these and you're in the UK bikes were 450 to 500.
Right, okay.
So if you see one that's like 101 or whatever, that'll be another European number. Which, I mean, they're all built in Japan anyway and sent over, so import bikes are largely irrelevant, but it might show in the documentation. So with this bike, you also get, I don't have it in this building sadly, but I've got the original, it came with a Yamaha R1 toolkit, which it's just a toolkit, but it's super nice to have. Like, it's got R1 written on all the little things and bits and bobs. So that's another nice touch. Öhlins damper as well. Motor was standard. There wasn't anything extra special in there, but we've got...
I thought there was cam timing or something was slightly different. Maybe I'm wrong.
Maybe I'm wrong.
Maybe that was Superstock kind of whispers, but yeah, a couple of these turned up and they were I don't know whether they were quick at the
Were they
time.
Jeff Specials?
They were Jeff Specials, yeah.
And yeah, and apart from that, this is called Gunsmoke Blue paintwork. So, you can always spot these because they've got the frame. All the standard ones have all got black frames. So the frame and the swing arm, Gunsmoke Blue.
See, I don't like that. That's the one thing I don't like.
Really?
It makes it look cheap. It makes it look like a Temu special.
See, I like it. I just wish this bit was blue as well, but standard it's black for some reason, but that's what they did.
Right up there.
And again, standard it came with the same Gunsmoke Blue airbox cover, side panels, hugger, and some other bits. But this at the time, this bike's only got 2 owners, I think, and the guy just went to town with the spec sheet. So all of this is factory Yamaha carbon, which if anyone's tried to buy any factory carbon from any manufacturer, it ain't cheap. So this is all the original carbon from Yamaha, which is nice. But he also went to town with the gold bling.
Yeah.
So I've spent many an hour, many a week getting, honestly, every single bolt was gold.
Yeah.
However, in the credit to the previous owner, he kept all the original bits, so I got all of it, all in individual baggies and all quite well marked. The worst bit it had was some gold Vario Gillies clip-ons, but they're gone.
Now you're left with
yes, and I've got the original rear sets, so I just need to put those on and get rid of some of this stuff. But it's one of those jobs that takes forever because you've got to go onto like Fowler's website or whatever and look at the part and find one bolt, and it's like nobody likes buying bolts. But that will come. But yeah, it's
a beautiful bike.
It's a beautiful bike, and the exhaust. So this is obviously aftermarket, the Akropovich one. But the standard exhaust on this bike, the mufflers standard were titanium as well.
Yes.
So I've got those in the shed, all the original parts for this bike, and I just love the way that they remade the standard aluminium exactly the same out of titanium just for these 1,000 bikes. I think that's super cool. I have ridden this bike a couple of times, and as you'd expect, it's super smooth, beautiful to ride, and I think this is one of my favourite bikes.
But you're selling this?
Huh?
You're selling this?
Well, I don't really want to, but there's a couple, literally this week, a couple have popped up on eBay, and they want stupid money for them. So it might be, if I could get anywhere near that, then I probably would sell it. But if any of the bikes here, if I had a poster bike, it was this one. And I didn't really know, I only passed my test in 2008, so this had already come out and done its thing before I'd even got into bikes. But yeah, I remember seeing this and being like, wow. Just the blue and gold is just timeless classic. There's a few little things like that I need to defog the headlights and stuff, but again, the previous owner used to tour with his girlfriend on this. He used to ride around Europe
Maniac.
on it. I mean, I prefer to do it on this than the Millie, but they're coming for you. Right.
Here we go. This is it.
Now
Stop
things are getting
messing about.
proper sexy now. Into the red corner.
You got any tissues?
Yeah.
Have you got a pillow?
There's actually a tissue box comes with this bike.
Oh my
just in
God.
case you.
I mean, if anyone says there's a better looking bike, you
So
holy
chocolate
sugar.
sauce.
Holy chocolate Mary and Joseph.
Yeah. So this is a Ducati 916 SPS. So this has got the 996 homologation motor in it. Again, there's a video on this bike on my Baron von Grumble channel, with Rich down at Luigi Moto, going through this bike and sorting it out. So I came to own this bike. A subscriber was like, "Oh, my brother's got one of these in his garage, and it's been in there for 17 years, untouched, covered in a load of carpets. Are you interested? He wants to sell it." And I was like, well, depends how much money it is, and God knows what state it's in. Anyway, went up there, Pontefract, and it's on the video actually, uncovered it, and I was like, actually looks pretty amazing, considering it's been it wasn't like a climate-controlled situation like this with dehumidifiers. It was literally just covered in a load of carpet and stuff, and it did really well. And I bought it, rescued it, really didn't need that much work, and yeah, I absolutely struck a winner with this. And these are exceptionally valuable, in my scale of things, exceptionally valuable motorcycles. We got this is limited edition number 176. Comes with a little plaque that you get just so you can feel special. And it didn't come with Öhlins forks, this bike. It came with the Öhlins shock. So those are the standard forks. It's got the original snowflake discs. These are the
the rattly buggers.
The rattlers.
Rattlers.
But it did come with the Termes, and so when you buy this bike, it comes with the Termes and the standard cans as well. Yeah, I actually tracked down these wheels from Ben at Colt Motorcycles. These were from another SPS, and I was like, please, it was for sale, and I was like, please can I have those wheels? Please can I have those wheels? So I bought these wheels.
And gave him the old ones?
No, I've got the original ones as well,
right,
but
right.
it's just
Yeah.
those 5-spokes are...
Yeah.
I mean, the 3-spokes look nice, but the
5-spoke finish it off.
The 5s are absolute speciality.
Well, this of all of them is the one.
For you, is it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. In fact, I did. The front was all damaged. It had. Do you remember people used to put those puffy number boards on, like the sort of thick ones with loads of glue?
Oh yeah.
Anyway, that had pulled all the paint off, so that's all been repainted really well, actually, from Image Design Custom. There's a little white mark there. Get that off there. And yeah, what a thing. Beautiful. Anything to add? Do you want to sit on it? No?
No, I'll get a boner.
You're too scared.
Yeah. I don't want to dent the tank.
Wouldn't be a bit.
No,
wouldn't be a big.
dent. No.
Yeah. Beautiful. But this is, and as beautiful as this is one of the bikes that's kind of like, it's an absolute icon, and it's amazing to have, but...
Is there even a but?
I suppose there's no but.
No, there's no but.
There's no but. But there's a lot of money. Like, I could probably move house and have a healthy deposit contribution with this bike. So in terms of personal life, you know, is it one of those things where I did well, I've loved it, I've enjoyed it, I loved filming the recreation of it and bringing it back to life, and that was really important, and I loved it. But it's kind of done now.
Well, can 44 Teeth buy it in monthly instalments?
Sure. As long as, I'm sure there's some sort of tax write-off in there to be.
Yeah. Cut.
Okay. Staying in the red corner. Now, I don't think many people have seen this.
No, we had a live display, didn't we? Live unveiling.
Oh yes,
at
that's
Ducati
true.
Preston.
Yeah.
See, this is it's not a close second, but it's a second for me. This 999s, as you would have seen in the Ducati Museum video, they've aged better than any bike, any person I know. This is timeless now. I mean, it's just beautiful.
Yeah. And
I can't think of another bike like it either.
It's so different to everything, isn't it? It is so different to everything. And this is the 999R version. This is a 2004, and there's some bits on it. I mean, it's not all entirely standard. I think that tank is a 749R tank. There was a common mod. It was an endurance tank. It's much bigger. So the purists out there are being like, oh, that's the wrong tank. But actually, I think it looks kind of good on it.
Yeah.
There's a few bits of gold have infiltrated onto the machine. But these are minor. They're minor bits. It's generally a well put together machine.
I don't know what it is. You rarely see exceptional 999s, whereas 916s, other eras, you do. I don't know what it is.
I can tell you why.
Go on.
Because the reason the one we've just shot is all completely standard, by the way. It's all totally standard. Because it was stored for 17 years, it went through that period of
the unmolesting.
Yeah. When people go, oh, it's a bit old now. I'm gonna put some preload adjusters on it, and they do all that stuff. So it missed all that.
Yeah, true.
So I think that's what happens. But yeah, so this is a 2004. And I prefer this nose cone with the extra grills
Yeah,
here.
I do, yeah.
The later bike with which everyone goes, oh, you should have bought the deep sump one with the extra 6 horsepower and all that stuff. Fine, fair enough, that's what you want.
That's what the purists
That's
say,
what the purists say.
Yeah, that's what James says.
That's what James, but
Yeah.
he's bought one
Yeah,
of those, though, hasn't he?
yeah.
But I prefer the way this looks, and also with this one you get the carbon seat, which you don't get on the 2005 onwards bike. So this is all painted carbon in here. And the most amazing thing about this bike to me, and the reason why it looks so special, is because from here, all the way down, centre slice right down the middle, to here, it's one panel of carbon.
Yeah.
And you just go pop, 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 and it all pops off, and then the glory is revealed. And I think that's what gives it that it's like a car body panel, isn't it? It's so big. But yeah, so this bike is going to go down to James at JHS, and we're going to do some stuff with it and get it running. It needs belts, it needs good service, and we're going to ride it. And if Al is a very good boy, very good boy.
Like I said on that other video, I mean, every day I wake up regretting selling that other 999. I mean, it was only an S, but...
And these aren't too expensive. Like they're still in the realm of investment.
Yeah.
And you know, it's not going anywhere in price. Well, it's not going down, that's for sure. And it's got cheese in the pistons. It's a super interesting looking bike. Okay. Do you want to sit on it?
No. Right. This is a bit of a Triggers Broom though, isn't it? Don't want to ruin it for you, but...
How dare you? Okay, this is a standard 916 Biposto. It is a 916. You don't see many yellow 916s. Normally the 748s were yellow. And I bought this bike off Rich down at Luigi Moto. A customer of his sadly was not well and just needed to get rid of it. And I bought this bike not that long ago for £5,000.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Which is pretty good.
Yeah.
But I will caveat that. Rich had been through it, so mechanically it's totally sound. And normally this would have had that bronze frame, but it was totally stripped. The whole bike was stripped down. It was painted black. And people will look at it and go, oh. Exactly like you did, Triggers Broom. But I actually really like it.
I love it.
I think it looks really cool. And the reason I like this bike is because it's had the frame done. It's not a purist's bike.
No,
so,
and you can treat... Well, we spanked it around Aragon, didn't we?
We spanked it around Aragon.
You put it in the gravel trap.
Surprise. It's been in the gravel. It didn't fall over. There's a funny picture of it just standing bolt upright in this really deep gravel. But I like it because you're free.
It's not mint.
You're free to do what you want to do with it. And again, I've been like, over the years, I've been like, oh, I really want to upgrade this bike. And I've bought from various auctions over the years. I've got a 996R Öhlins shock. I've got 1098R forks, radial calipers.
Ready to go.
Ready to go. I've got a full Termi system. So many bits on this bike. But over the period of doing that, it's got quite valuable again, the bike. So the bike's probably worth now 8, 9, 10 grand as it sits. So then you're like, do you ruin it by putting all that shit on it? So I'm going to go through that. But I would very much like to use this bike as like a build series. I think it'd be super cool. And actually put some proper forks in it, put some good shock in it, and
chuck it in another gravel trap.
Chuck it in another gravel trap. I've got a carbon mono seat for it as well. But yeah, so standard, lovely bike. Yeah, I've ridden this a bit. Yeah, and I've actually also got some carbon fiber Dymags for this bike as well.
3 spokes?
No, 5 spokes.
Oh, good. Yeah.
So yeah, cool bike.
Cool bike.
Watch this space, I think, for this one. Unless anyone really wants to buy it now.
8 grand by now.
It's more than 8 grand.
10 grand by now.
8 grand would be the cheapest one on Tinterweb. So this is the 44 Teeth R1. So if you're not aware, this was a series we did of road bike to race bike. And it's kind of come to a sort of conclusion, I suppose, because there's not much more we can do with it without spending
Stupid money.
10,000 quid on an ECU.
Yeah.
It's kind of a case of just ride the shit out of it. But yeah, it's been an amazing project, and yeah, Jerez, Mugello, Almeria, full Evo titanium 3 system, GYTR TTX rear shock, full GYTR forks, nickel-plated RX-7 calipers, GYTR clip-ons,
44 teeth seat.
44 teeth seat, very important. GYTR rear sets, Costa coffee. I mean, without
and what a bike to ride. I mean, obviously there's been a fair amount of money spent on it, but even still, when it was in track form with just the exhaust and some decent brakes on it, what a bike to ride.
Yeah.
I mean, why would you want anything else? It's so involving. I love the cross-plane crank bikes. I love the kind of emotional attachment you get with the sound, and that engine, the throttle connection is just, it's unrivaled. I mean, it's not the fastest over a lap, but it's not far off it, especially with all these bits on it. What's Jonathan Ray doing?
It's been so, I mean, in fact, underslung rear caliper for quick rear change, tyre change and stuff like that. It's interesting because we kind of almost knew what was going to happen with the project, which was, look, you spend $2,000 on your bike, you're going to make some massive leaps, like
seconds,
real big changes. The next 20 grand, you'll be lucky to get half a second. And I shouldn't say that because Yamaha will be like, no, we want everyone to buy all the bits. But it's still not going to stop those people buying the bits because that's what they love. They love their bikes and they want to look at it and go, oh yeah, I've got the best stuff, and it's going to make them feel good about it. And that's
you work hard for the money and you want to spend it on stuff that you appreciate.
Absolutely. And there's nothing wrong with that. And even if we take the piss out of get your rat out stuff sometimes, there's absolutely nothing wrong.
There is.
Your bike, there's not.
There is. Something's so nice.
Mate, I'm a different guy. There's a podcast coming on that soon because I tell you, my world's been turned upside down. But there's nothing wrong with that. If you can do whatever you want, whatever makes you happy, whatever you enjoy doing. But yeah, the bike when we left Almeria with a few more 500, 600 quid spent on it would not be that far off this. It's just, it makes it less likely to crash. Should we end on that? But if you want to buy it, you can buy it. In fact, we might actually do an Apex. We are thinking about doing an Apex 66. Give it like raffle with this. So, because it's been so much. It must be a 30 grand build.
Oh yeah, easy.
Just need some Oxford heater grips. All right, guys. Well, look.
Hang on, we've missed one.
Have we?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Come on.
How could you forget?
Well, this didn't fit against the wall. Yeah, 2003 Honda VTR SP2. This is a real nice one. It is
the mintest SP2 I've ever seen. It really is. One that's been ridden. This is, we've both ridden. Well, we've done the videos on this, haven't we?
Yeah. It's only got 6,000 miles, and it's done really well. But to be fair to Honda, this bike, I reckon, would outlast, if they're all left in a field to rot in the rain, this one would look the best in 20 years' time. It feels that all the components on this, this was the last proper HRC made bike. I know you contested that for some reason. There was some argument you were having, we were talking about fireplates anyway. But you can feel the precision of how this is made. And that comes across in the ride as well.
Well, this was in desperation, really, wasn't it? This is Honda's answer to Ducati's dominance in world superbikes, and they went, well, we've got to do something. Let's build a twin.
Yeah.
And obviously the SP1 came beforehand, but
yeah, which are largely the same. I think the swing arms are slightly different on the SP1, and it's some fueling stuff.
Yeah, cooling as well. Yeah,
but pretty similar. But yeah, again, beautiful bike. This. Before I had any intention on looking at motorbikes, I think I must have been about 20 driving like a Volkswagen Sirocco, and I was going down this road outside Brooklands, and these two bikes came herring towards me. One was a bright green ZX7R, I know that now, and the other was a white one of these, and I was like, wow, those guys look super cool. And I'm fortunate enough to of years later, maybe 20 years later, own
Both of them.
both of them. Because the ZX7R, I still have that. It's in bits, but I'll do something on that soon. So just quickly then, because it's been a super long video. If you had to take any bike out of here right now, what would it be?
Stupid question.
916 SPS.
916 SPS. Yeah. You?
I'd probably take the R1 SP.
Wow. Well, next to each other. So,
Well, there you go. Let's go for a ride.
yeah.
I won't say that because none of them start. Well, let's get a little closing shot then of both of them next to each other. I mean, obviously now I'm regretting my decision because I probably should have chosen that, because next to each other, it's wild, isn't it? But anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I really hope this video didn't come across of look at all my bikes, because it really didn't. I didn't want it to be that. I wanted it to be little stories and
Sharing.
Yeah,
If you
and
can't
how
share,
I've come to own
exactly.
these things, because we're not going to have these things forever. So hopefully, some of you guys might end up having some of these bikes one day. So thanks for watching, and see you on the next one.
Bye.